Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Two Sushi Rolls podcast. Today's episode is different. Why is it different?
There's video? Is that weird?
There's video.
I don't know how I'm not gonna stare at it like the whole time.
It's all right. Just give them a few winks here and there.
Okay.
Give them a few winks. All right, guys. Today's episode is very special because we're actually gonna start implementing the video. Sometimes you guys are gonna get a live one. Sometimes you guys are gonna get a pre-recorded one. We're still trying to figure out some of the live issues that we're having. We're kind of dumb about this though. We are here in the studio with our guest, Cyndy Martinez. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
All right, guys. As always, we want to give our sponsors a shout out. As always, the sponsors to this show is BasicRoofingTX.com and BasicRoofingIL.com. If you guys have been hit by storm,
Any type of storm damage.
hail damage, wind damage, Midwest, we get that a lot. Their Texas number is 210-240-4124. And if you guys are in the Midwest or Illinois area, the phone number is 630-742-0477. All right, guys. Thank you, Basic Roofing. We are, like I said before, guys, we're here with Cyndy Martinez. She is a photographer. You do makeup as well, right?
I do.
Yeah. How long did you start doing that?
I want to say about 3 years ago. My parents were kind of pushing me to do it, and I ended up signing up to school and getting certified, and I kind of went from there. I really only use it for my photography though.
Oh, so you only do your makeup for your own
My
project?
own work, yeah. I mean, I'd like to do it professionally and branch out and stuff, but right now I'm kind of sticking with my own work, trying to push myself into getting good looks and getting new work.
Yeah, new feel for it.
Yeah.
Now, we did notice there was a photograph that I had seen. It was like a yellow background with like a yellow tub and all that.
Yeah.
Was that some of your work?
Yeah, that was me. I took it, but it was actually at Happy Place in Chicago. I don't know if you've heard of Happy Place.
I've never heard of that. What's that?
Okay, so it's this place. They kind of move around a lot. I think they're in Toronto right now.
It's a pop-up?
It's a pop-up.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of like 29 rooms. I don't know if you've heard of that either, but basically it's this huge warehouse, and each room is like a setup for a photography studio.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, they say it's for the influencers, for the Instagrammers, but it's for the photographers. We
Gotcha.
show up, we'll bring an influencer with us, bring someone who will model with us, and, we take them throughout the rooms, and there's no time limit or anything, so you just kind of go around and just take pictures, take your time.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
And what made you get into photography? Because I know at every point somebody, I think, has picked up a camera and was like,
Yeah.
damn, I'm going to go full force.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people don't stick with it.
Yeah.
What made you stick with it?
I don't know. I think I've always been in love with it. I feel like my parents kind of noticed it before I did. They gave me a camera for my 16th birthday. It was just this little Olympus digital camera. When you zoom in, the lens pops all the way out.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It was 8 pixels. It wasn't that great.
Gotcha.
But they noticed that I was always taking pictures. So they got me my own camera. And I was in love with fashion photography. I thought it was so cool. I used to come home just to watch America's Next Top Model. I know it's really cheesy, but
I used to watch Tyra Toe.
That does not surprise me.
Tyra's great. She's like Oprah squared. But no, I just loved watching the photo shoots. I was so addicted to it. And that's kind of what got me into photography right there. I was like, this is what I want to do. And also it was, MySpace time, so everybody was all about selfies and
Right.
those weird camera angles, and yeah, so
People laying down and taking this weird angle.
I just took one of those the other day, so I still do it.
They're still alive and
I still
kicking.
do it. I gotta show off the eyeshadow, so
Yeah. Right.
but yeah, that's kind of how it happened, and I decided senior year of high school, I said this is what I want to do. And I was also thinking of cosmetology at the time.
Gotcha.
But I got a scholarship to Harrington College of Design.
Uh-huh.
They're not open anymore, but that's kind of where I went full force. I just
and what design is and what like
it was a graphic design,
graphic
design,
yeah, okay,
and photography.
Oh, okay, so you were right in there for that.
Yeah, I was right in there. So that's kind of how it happened. They gave me a scholarship. I didn't finish, but you know, it was still a really rewarding time. I took a lot of what I learned and I still apply it today. I remember my professors used to say you don't have to have the most expensive stuff. Mm-hmm. You don't have to invest everything you have into all this equipment. You can literally go to Home Depot and mimic it.
Right, yeah.
And that's what I did, and I still do it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, why not? Yeah, you have to work with what you got, right? Yeah. We actually had a photographer, Orion the Hunter Photography here, and
I heard that one.
Yeah, it was really fun. Now he brought some Polaroids. He brought a Polaroid that he actually rebuilt. And it was like an original, it was a vintage. It had what is that called? That accordion style thing. It has a specific name to it.
Yeah, and I learned that in college. I forgot.
Yeah, a bellow.
Oh yeah,
a bellow.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. He rebuilt all of it, and like he just like rejuvenized it. And we took a few photos, and there's just something about that nostalgic feel.
Yeah.
It's actually one of our favorite ones. We have a photo of the crew here that he actually took on the Polaroid. And we have it clipped in our living room. It's actually really fun. Do you do anything like that, where old vintage photography, or is it just kind of new with what you got then?
No, I would like to. I've seen it done. I think it's really cool. I can't do it.
You can't? Gotcha.
I don't think I have that patience for Photoshop, to be honest.
Oh, okay. So do you have people who do your editing for you?
I do it, but I do Lightroom. I cannot do Photoshop. I tried. I flunked that class in college. Like, I couldn't do it. I hated it so much. I have no patience for it. And I know it's a necessity in this field to know how to do it. And I know it. I just don't like it. I hate it so much. So I do Lightroom, which is it's specifically for photography, and it's a lot easier to use.
Nice.
Oh, okay. And do they explain that in college as well? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
They taught me how to use it in college, and then I use it for work every single day. So
yeah.
And what's one of the main things that what's one of the projects you've worked on that's actually been like the one that like really sticks out to you? You're like, dang, this like has been the best one thus far.
It has to be Happy Place. When I went to Happy Place. But before that, I did, one of the girls that models for me all the time, Shuki, she's the one on the bathtub.
Yeah, that was a really cool photo.
I like that picture a
lot. So she is very athletic. She does yoga. She does silks. I don't know if you know what silks are. It's where they hang from the ceiling.
I do that too on the side.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
there's a full class down the hall. You probably go there.
No, I don't have the body for it.
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah.
Anyone can do it. Anyone. Not me though. It's okay.
It's everybody just except me. Yeah.
Yeah. But we wanted to play with that, so we did some athleisure shots outside, and that was fun, and I like how those turned out, but I really like what we did inside. So I did her makeup all crazy. We did like the green around the eyes, like did the green highlight. I contoured her like crazy, and then she got on the floor and she did this really creepy pose, and we were in love with those shots.
Nice.
That sounds really
and that's
cool.
the stuff I want to do. I want to do stuff that evokes like fear almost, or like oh, that's really weird. I really want to do stuff like that.
And speaking of fear, one of the main things that was told to us by our producer before you came in was that you recently did a spirit walk at a graveyard walk, or what was it be about?
It was a ghost hunt. I thought it was just like a tour, because we've done walking tours before. You know, they'll be like, oh yeah, on this site there was this ghost, and that's kind of what I was expecting. We show up, and you know, this guy starts handing out EMF detectors, which is, you know, those
electromagnetic field.
Yes. Yeah. So they detect ghosts where there shouldn't be, or, you know, energy. And so I was like, oh, this is okay, right? I'm going to walk in a cemetery at night with an EMF detector, okay. And then this lady walks up, and she's like, hey, I'm one of the guides. I'm also a medium. So that's when everything in me, I was like, oh shit.
This is legit.
I was like, if my
mom ambushed
knew,
you.
Yeah. So I was like, if my mother knew, and she was mad actually, she was really pissed. But yeah, it was kind of spooky. It was really casual though, because the lady was really legit. You know, she wasn't one of those like long nails, crazy hair, and crystal
With the
ball.
smoker talk.
All that,
I can read your cards for you if you want, darling.
Literally that. That's when I hear medium or psychic, I
Right.
think
That's what you
that.
think of?
Yeah, you know, that over-exaggeration.
Yeah.
And she said, no, I'm pretty chill. I just see ghosts and hear them from time to time.
Right. I'm chill. Just a few spirits here and there.
and
Partial body apparitions. The huge.
Right.
So I was really nervous. And my friend Shuki, she's part of that group of friends that went, and she didn't go. And we all said, oh, God, if she had come, she would have seen the EMF detectors, listened to the medium, and called an Uber. Like, she would have left.
Damn.
Yeah.
And so what did you get out of the experience? What did you like? Anything creepy? Like anything substantial?
Yeah. I saw a shadow person, and they had said beforehand, like, oh yeah, if you see them, they're just gonna disappear the second you turn to look at them. But this dude was just sitting on a tree and just chilling. I was like, no way, that can't be a shadow person. That's gotta be like the reflection of something, or a shadow of a tombstone or something that a car drove by and still there.
And was it just shadow? Like,
it literally was just a black figure of a person.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was creepy. And apparently the light wasn't supposed to affect it or whatever. Or it was supposed to affect it. Like, he was supposed to disappear.
Right.
But
it didn't stay there.
he stood there. He was
He didn't
just
give
chilling.
a fuck, honey badger
He
girl.
didn't. He's like, these fucking people walking around my cemetery again. But yeah, I saw that, and I had a voice recorder with me because I want to see if I can catch some EVP. Because I want to scare myself like that. And it kept turning on and off, and on and off, and on and off. Like, the battery kept draining.
Oh, okay.
And just on and off, and it kept beeping, and it was freaking me out. And then my friends told me, tell the medium, like, this is happening. And I tell her, and she's like, yeah, that's them. It's whatever. She's
They're just chilling. Like me.
They're just hanging out.
Yeah.
She really was so casual about it. She's like, they're just using the energy off of the battery. That creeped me out. And then I was telling Mo earlier, there was the little girl, her daughter is also a medium.
Gotcha.
Is very sensitive. She had an EMF detector as well that was a doll. And it would light up whenever there's a ghost nearby. So she was using the doll to attract child ghosts, which is creepy. And she was walking right in front of me, and it's going off, and it's going off, and then at some point it wasn't going off. We were just walking, and I'm walking behind her, and I feel something like run past my leg, just under my knee, like as if someone bumped into you. And at that point, right when it happened, the recorder turned off again, and then the little girl's doll started going off, like lighting up. It's like, okay, that was a ghost.
Dang, that's crazy.
Okay.
Do you think it was a little kid?
Yeah. It was just under my knee, so it was like a little kid.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Damn, that's
I think
crazy.
that's cool.
Yeah.
See, but you guys weren't like freaking out like all crazy, right? You guys kind of kept composure, or how was
I tried
that?
to. There was one point where I felt something. I felt this anxiety, like a heavy weight on my chest. And I didn't know what it was. I didn't know where it came from. And we walked up to this particular tombstone, and the guide was like, oh yeah, so do you guys know what a dead ringer is? And I said, no. He goes, oh yeah, so basically back in the day, you would get a certain illness, you would fall asleep or go into a coma and not wake up, and people would assume you're dead.
Right.
So they would bury you, tie a string to your wrist, and then a bell.
A bell would ring.
Yeah, a bell above the grave. So if you by any chance woke up, you'd ring the bell. And that's when I felt all of it. Because right when we walked up to it, I felt all of it. I felt all this pressure, this anxiety, like everything was closing in on me. And then he explained what it was. I was like, I gotta walk away. No.
Toss some salt over your shoulder and all that kind of stuff.
I took holy water in a flask, and I brought a crucifix around my neck. Yeah, I was ready. And then she burned sage before and after.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So
okay.
you guys did the smudging and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What if you guys caught an EVP of a kid, like a child ghost, and it's like you slightly hear on some. Got any games on that phone?
I haven't listened to it yet, but I was scared because when it kept turning on and off, I asked it. I said, are you messing with me? And then I turned it right off. Because they were using dowsing rods, those little rods that you cross and uncross them. I didn't want to touch those. The Catholic guilt hit me right there.
Gotcha, yeah.
So I didn't touch them, but I did ask it. Did you mess with my recorder? So maybe later I'll go back and listen to it.
You gotta fill us in. Let us know what happens after that.
Everyone's asking me about it. Even the tour people, they're like, because it's like 2.5 hours, maybe 2 hours, because it kept going off, of recording. So we'll see what I got.
That's crazy. Yeah, well, I'm a huge fan of, like, Ghost Adventures.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And when I first met her, she's like, oh, that shit's, like, bullshit or whatever, right?
Yeah, I was like, that joke.
Yeah, but I'm like trying to explain to her, I'm like, nah, just give it a chance. Stop being such a hater or whatever. So now, I'll try to watch it, and I feel like she brought, like, almost, like, a subjective side to me about the show that I never had before, which, like, I guess now I kind of acknowledge a little bit more how Zach Bagans fucking,
he
exaggerates a little bit too much sometimes. And it's just it's like if he was there, he would probably be like, dude, did you hear that? That was a kid's voice that said, do you have any games on that phone? Did it just touch me?
Replay it like 5 times.
Yeah. Got any games on that phone? Let's replay it in slow motion.
Yeah, and then 3 times. Yeah, replay it 3 times. Oh, man.
It's crazy, yeah. But no, I mean, I like the show, though. I really do.
Yeah.
It used to be this tradition with me and my kids where, like, I believe it's every Saturday it comes on, right? On Travel Channel? Saturday?
I don't remember. I don't watch it anymore.
That was history.
Yeah. No. It's Travel Channel.
Channel.
It's Travel
okay.
Channel. I think it's every Saturday. And we used to always have this tradition where we would either order Chinese pizza, and it was our Ghost Adventures night.
Yeah.
And we did this since Layla was a little kid. I mean, like, I had her ass, like, his age. Little baby just, like, sitting there, we're just chilling, watching spirits.
So it was just her?
Yeah, well, her and then Liam. That's why they're all into it. They know everybody. Like,
Layla's into it the most.
Yeah. My kids are hella brave. But I think, like, I grew up in a Hispanic home where, I'm not even joking, I was probably younger than my daughter Layla, so I was probably like 6. I had already seen Child's Play, Puppet Master, like it was Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
I'd seen all those movies. There was no, like, cover your eyes and send them to bed. It's like, hell no, we're watching Child's Play. And it's like, it sounds wild. I'm pretty sure there's like a whole bunch of fucking white people clutching their pearls. Yeah.
I don't do
can't
that.
believe this. Although, honestly, my mom did not let me watch those movies. I watched them with my cousin. See, the mistake my mom made was letting me go to my cousin, who was like 5 years older than me. So.
Dang. Yeah, no. My mom definitely watched them with us. She'd let us watch them. And then if we were bad, she'd be like, Freddy Krueger's gonna come get you.
That's why she was like, I'm gonna put this fear.
Yeah, they're gonna come get you from the bed. You better go to sleep. Yeah, it's like it was used against us.
Yeah.
So, but no, I mean, I grew up with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. In all honesty, as long as you're teaching your kids, good moral,
like,
backbone.
Don't get too invested
into
this.
Yeah. I think it's the kids who, like, nowadays, like, the ones you should fear are, like, those fucking kids who are, like, playing those violent ass games and watching all those violent, and like the parents don't give a shit about them. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, whatever, do as you please. You know what I'm saying?
Those shooter games.
Yeah. And then we get school shooters out of that shit. That I understand. Like, and it could be a little bit of a back and forth. Some people may disagree or whatever, but I just think it's a combination of what kind of content they were exposed to and how little they were basically given guidance for it, so to speak.
I think that's what counts the most.
Yeah. It's the guidance.
Yeah.
I never once saw a Freddy Krueger movie and said I want to sharpen up some claws, go around town, fuck somebody up, or anything like that.
I honestly think it's just a degree of how much you got your ass whooped as a kid. Like,
I think so.
I watched the documentary on the Columbine shooters.
Right.
And like, just look at their discipline structure. It was almost non-existent.
No discipline.
Yeah.
And,
well, yeah.
Yeah, no, I really think it's nurture versus nature.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it could go both ways, but I mean, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely got my ass whooped into oblivion if I did something bad. I mean, to this day, there's still times where I'm afraid. I'm like, oh no, am I gonna I could catch a mouth shot for doing this in front of my dad.
Yeah, I remember when your dad came to drop off the power washer, and I was like, oh, do you want me to get that? And you said, yeah. And then you're like, oh, wait, never mind. My dad's going to beat my ass if I make you do something in front of me.
It's because my dad's very chivalry kind of guy, especially after he got remarried. Mm-hmm. It's like you see him and he still opens the door for his wife. Like, it's, all that
he's
kind
like
of,
that.
Yeah. So yeah, there's certain things my dad would be like, yeah, don't be an ass. What the fuck you making her do that for?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I have to keep I have to keep those secret. I have to keep those moments secret. You know, can't let my father find out. He doesn't even listen. He doesn't even listen.
What?
Yeah, he's.
My dad's excited, although he doesn't understand what we're doing. So.
Oh well,
Yeah.
be careful with what episode he listens, because shit could get kind of crazy sometimes.
He'll probably only watch half of mine and be like, "Nah, I don't know what you're saying," and turn
You're
it
right.
off.
Yeah,
That's how my family
I
is.
think that's kind of like a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, Justin, like, he came on, talked about getting stabbed by his gay lover. He almost went choking
I
on
didn't
his.
listen to that.
Yeah.
I should have.
Yeah, and it's like, he's like, yeah, my mom listens. And then I'm like, oh, well, shout out, Mrs. Lewis. Nice. You know? But then it's like us, like, I'm like the head of the show, and my dad is like, yeah.
He doesn't care at all.
He doesn't.
Aw.
I haven't met a single client lately though that we've gone to their house and they're just like, oh, you know, you could turn on the Alexa if you want to listen to music, and I always have my earbud in. And I'm like, oh no, I'm listening to a podcast right now. It's all right. And they're like, oh, I listen to podcasts too. What do you listen to? And I'm like, oh, you know, I'm listening to this. I'm like, I have a podcast, and I always see my dad from the corner of the room like, don't tell him shit. And they're like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you know, it's a comedy podcast. I'm a comedian, and you should go on there, check it out. And then I give them the name. And actually, quite recently, it was like 2 weeks ago, we were doing a client's house, and I'm telling her about the podcast. She's like, what's the name? And I'm like, oh, you know, it's Two Sushi Rolls podcast. And she's like, oh, I'll definitely check it out. I'm going to go run some errands. She comes back, and she's like, yeah, it's crazy. I got to literally have an hour block to listen to this because it apparently it's the guy who got stabbed in the neck by his gay lover. So yeah, I gotta go back. He's like, yeah. She's like, I need to go back to episode 2 to find out the backstory because I don't know who the hell you guys are talking about.
Yeah, see, that's what happened. I was listening to your last episode, and then you were going, go back, and I'm like, go all the way back, or like just.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio where they're like. So many realities within Inception. Yeah,
That's
you gotta.
really.
Yeah, the show's like Inception.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like,
Most podcasts are.
yeah, you gotta go to episode 5, and then they're like, go back to episode 2 to find out who stabbed him in the neck.
It's like video games with like replay value. We put that into the show.
Yeah, definitely go back and check it out. Episode 2, and then move over to Justin's. Speaking of that episode, he was a great sport. He really liked this episode. We were able to promote it properly. It's actually one of the best grossing ones right now.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot, guys, for listening to that. We really appreciate it.
That just says a lot about our audience.
Yeah, they're
Stabbed? Gay lover? I'm in.
Gay lover, gay
all
guys
in.
choking on a Snickers bar. But hey, guys, if you guys are up to this episode right now and you still haven't checked it out, go check out episode 2 with David Glover. We explained that story briefly there. And then episode 13? Was he 13?
Yeah, I think so.
Episode 13, we actually have him in the studio. But it's crazy because Happy Feet, the fucking Puerto Rican I was talking about on the episode, he won't get back to me. He got really mad.
He heard it, yeah.
He did hear it. Let me tell you guys this. So you guys remember our guest Ruben? I seen him the other day. Cause I'll just say for the end of the show. But we were at my brother's house. Some situations that happened, and Ruben comes by and he's like, "Well, I've been hearing, you know, the buzz around town, and actually ended up hearing from Chris Happy Feet. He's like." Yeah, you know, he messaged me. I haven't even heard from him in a while. And he's like, yo, man, what the fuck is going on? The Two Sushi Rolls are talking shit about me, bro. What the fuck, man? And I'm like, oh, well, I mean, you know, I wasn't talking so much shit. I'm like, I was just, you know, I told him not to get mad in the episode. And then I re-listened to the episode with my brothers, and they're like, well, let's listen to him. We're listening to it. I'm just like, his beakish Puerto Rican fucking thing. I'm just like, oh, okay. I see why he's mad. I'd be mad too.
Yeah, that shot's fired right there.
Yeah. But people know that's how I am, though. I swear to God, there's.
It's no surprise to anyone.
If you want to be my friend, you have to understand that this is just what I do. I mean, Mo, do I not still do that to you? If you guys,
yeah.
If you guys,
Mo's his friend. I don't even know why Mo's still his friend.
I don't either.
So mean.
It just lets you know how special the connection is between me and my people. It's very special. It's abusive, but
It's
I mean,
it's like you walk over them.
I mean, let's be honest. That's just how comedians are. I mean, you gotta know how to bust balls. You have to know how to take it. You know.
It might sound like it's abusive, but like, whereas he'll like bust your balls, like at the same time, at the end of the day, when there's nobody else there to care, like. That's the type of dude.
Yeah. He'll
I
make you cry,
I will literally take my shirt off and give it to somebody off my back. Like, I am like, my mom and dad taught me how to be like that.
Yeah.
That I do give props to my parents to teaching me to be like that. But yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, my brother just posted up a photo of him from when he was like 16, 17, and I went in on him relentlessly in the comments. I mean, just relentlessly.
You even
like my
summoned
brother.
your brother. You
Yeah,
summoned Mario.
and then as soon as I was like, I like did like a 2-paragraph roast on him. I was just like, get him, damn it. And then I was just like, and then I see like my brother Mario hasn't even liked this post, and I'm like, yo, I don't even see a laughing reaction to this photo. And I tag him in there. I'm like, Mario, you better come in on this, bro. What the fuck?
There's so many other people to talk shit.
I mean, it's just. You can't miss a shot like that. When you see a shot like that, you take it. It's comedic gold. Yeah, but that's how I am with my friends. I mean, I've always been like that. But I mean, I always take shit from people too. You know, it's just it's a give and take. But
yeah, that reminds me like Mo's friend. She was in the studio, and like you talk crap about her on Facebook, like her cat smells her farts or something.
Yeah, Dana. Yeah, Dana. I'm sorry about that. I really do. I regret.
And she comes into the studio. I'm like, I thought my husband was talking crap about you.
I was.
Why are you here?
Oh my gosh!
And she was all cool about it. I didn't see any bad reaction.
Well, because in my defense, she had been the one who aggravated me. Like she was the aggressor. She was Mo. She was. She came at me like a hard, like, you're a fucking idiot, and you really believe this, and down and like she gave me like a Mo paragraph. What a Mo paragraph is like when you
like 3 or 4.
And you're just like, I'm not even gonna read that. You know, I'm just gonna go to the next comment there. Maybe I'll get some kind of like recap here. But no, that happened, and I was just like, yo, who the fuck are you?
And so he was like going on her profile.
So I went on her I just did like all I did was do like a little 10-minute scout of her profile, and I came back at her.
Nowadays.
Yeah, and I'm just like, all right, bitch. Every profile photo you have looks like your cat's. You know, you farted and you're waiting for your cat to smell it, and I just went in really. It was petty.
But then she came in. And
it
I was
like
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we squashed
I would
it.
not be chill.
We squashed it.
That's what I'm thinking.
She said I would not be.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, Mo's still his friend. She's coming in here. People aren't deleting you off of Facebook.
But then they add me back.
They do?
Yeah, if they delete him, they're back like a week later.
And they're commenting something positive, like, oh, you know.
I don't know how he does that.
I don't either.
It's magic.
Yeah.
Well, one time I remember I had I'm not gonna say her name, but like there was this one girl, right? She was making like what I consider Americanized tacos, which is blasphemy.
What are they, crunchy tacos?
Like, not even just crunchy, just like they're trying to make tacos and they're adding all kinds of stuff that we don't add. Well,
tacos,
like sour
lettuce.
cream and lettuce and tomato. And it's like,
that's Tex-Mex tacos. Those aren't real Mexican tacos.
Those aren't real Mexican tacos. That's trash. It's fucking trash. And I had seen her making them or whatever, and I just found it hilarious. And I did one of those, you know, behind my back, you know, kind of shade moves. And I was just like, I made a post. I was like, fucking people trying to cook Mexican food. I'm like, trash as hell. I forgot what I said, right? And she saw my post and she was like, oh, you know, I know you're talking about me, blah, blah. And it was specifically her. And I was like, and I remember commenting, I was like, you're not the only bad cook that I have on my timeline, sweetie.
Oh.
And she was just like salty. And she removes me, right? And then, like, the following year, I don't know how the fuck she finds out that I'm, like, going through a divorce, right? And she adds me back, and she's like, hey, handsome, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, last interaction we had, I was talking crap about your cooking. Like, just not compatible.
Tacos.
Yeah, I don't know. People add me back. They leave. They come back. You know, it's fine. My doors are always open for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, even on the show, like, he'll see something that Mo posts, and it pisses him off. Mm. And then he'll come here and rant about it, but not mention Mo's name.
And Mo clearly knows it's him then.
My show.
Yeah.
That's how we got my show.
And Mo's just sitting there like...
It's because
I'm like, I'm sorry, Mo. I told him not to do it.
She did tell me not to, but Mo needs to hear certain things sometimes. I mean, I had to let him know, like, hey, Mo, you know, You're being.
Without saying your name, I'm just gonna start throwing shade now on the show.
He was supposed to grab it and be like, he's talking about me.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I also got a decent brain. I just sit
down,
decompress. Keep calm.
Yeah, keep calm, decompress.
Poor Mo, but this does sound like abuse. It really does.
It's all right. He's fine. Look at him.
Look at him sitting on the floor. He's fine.
Yeah, no, that's crazy how life can throw you curveballs like that. And by curveballs, I mean me.
And I'm
people's lives.
Right, and it's like I'm so nice to people. I have like no friends after I had kids.
Yeah, you have no friends, and you're super nice.
So I don't know how the hell that works. I guess I should start being mean.
I love kids, so
hey, you can come over.
Yeah,
I'll have kids around.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy how shit like that works, but I don't know. We're gonna take a quick moment to remind you guys that we are sponsored by Basic Roofing. I threw this over there like I'm Jimmy Fallon.
We'll do it live.
Yeah. Our sponsors are basicroofingtx.com and basicroofingil.com. Make sure you guys contact them for anything on your home. Don't forget that they do free inspections. Even if you don't know if there's anything wrong, you guys can have them come check it out. They bring drones. They bring whatever it takes to check out the job. And while we're on this, I would actually like to bring something up. Over the past week, one of the partners to Basic Roofing is actually my brother. And he was moving into a new home. And he had just barely moved all his stuff into the house they were moving into. They were still in the process of it. It was day one. Things are still being moved. He's making trips back and forth. And unfortunately, the house that they had moved into had some kind of heater that wasn't up to code. It was like some kind of furnace. It was a second furnace other than their central air one. And it malfunctioned. It blew up. And in the room where it was at, there was still like a whole bunch of boxes with stuff in it, cardboard boxes, and it hit all the cardboard boxes, and within minutes the house was ablaze. The whole house got caught on fire, and everything was lost, folks. And this is one of the guys who's like literally traveled to the Carolinas when there was a storm to help people rebuild. He went to Texas after Harvey to rebuild.
Yeah, he was giving out everything that people needed.
Yeah, and it's just crazy that on his downtime he comes back to Illinois to move his family to a new home. And within the first day, everything's gone. Yeah. Like, absolutely everything is gone. So they're going through this extremely devastating moment in their lives. And we've done as much as we can do to help them. And we're going to continue to help them. We've seen a lot of people help. The Red Cross got involved. So we will be posting a link to their FundMe page. They really do need your help, guys. They have 3 children with them. It was extremely terrible, and it's one of those things where it's just crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, just to lose everything.
Lose everything, and then like your number one goal is to literally help people rebuild, and then you're the one person, and then you need people, and there's nobody there, and I don't know. I think it's a sign from God to kind of like prove to them that, you have to, continue to be a good soul, continue to help people even when there's moments like this. Because maybe it's something to realize, he's helping people and there's people out there who literally have nobody to help them. Yeah. And I hope this only fuels them a little bit more to continue to go out and help and make a difference. So we'll be posting a link on the page, guys, so you guys could actually go help them out. They could use every little help you guys could give, whether it's $1, whether it's $5, whatever you guys could help. And even if it's not that, I know that they would appreciate children's clothing, furniture, whatever,
Toys,
everything. They've lost everything, guys. They need a rebuild.
Yeah, just think, like, look in your house and look at everything you have. They need all of that. They need to rebuild their whole life all over again.
And it's crazy because it's like, well, what do you guys need? And it's like, it gets to the point where it's like, we don't even have toilet paper. We don't have clothes for tomorrow. It's crazy. It's one of those things where I stayed out there. I was going there straight after my days every day for the days afterwards to help them take care of stuff as much as I could. And every time I would get home, you get like this, I don't know, like the survivor's guilt, for lack of a better term. And it makes me feel bad because it's like, I get to come home to my house. I get to come home to my belongings. I get to do this. My nieces and nephews don't got any of this anymore. Mm-hmm. And I know that when I've gone through rough times, they were there for me. So I really hope you guys could find it somewhere in your heart to, kind of visit the link and help them out. And even if you guys can't support, share it. Maybe somebody in your guys' friends or circles will help.
Please.
We really do. We're reaching out to you guys, and we hope you guys could offer a little bit of help, like I said, whether it be financial or through clothes. A toy your kid doesn't use, They're not really requesting anything new, just anything that help rebuild. They got nothing. But yeah, thank you, Basic Roofing, and thank you all to the listeners who have been making this, possibility. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you for being there for us. And let's get back to the show.
Yeah, I'm like, how are we gonna segue away from this now?
I got an idea.
Oh.
I got an idea.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Then what?
What about my job?
What?
My magic mic job?
No, let's you bring that up. No, it's not. He's
I've been making a joke around the house where I was like, would you let me magic mic myself out for extra cash? And she was like, hell no, what the fuck? What? Yeah. And so I tell her, I'm like, well, what if Georgie grew up one day and we started a business where it was J&J Magic Mic Services.
Oh my word.
She blew a gasket. She's like, that's my son. And I was like,
it is.
She's mad as hell, right?
Like that.
But this is where I break her. I grab little Georgie and I like stand him up and I'm like wiggling his hips. And she started laughing and I'm like, see, he's got the moves already.
It was so
He's
funny,
got the moves already.
Oh my god.
No, but I'm not gonna do that, guys.
Oh look, he's already started stripping.
No, we're okay. We're okay. I don't have to magic mic myself out, but I don't know, Mo. You could try doing that. I
have a friend who's a go-go dancer.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Boys Town.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
What?
Don't know the name of the club, but he does it.
Like Boys Town? Like, would Wrigleyville be considered Boys Town? It is, right?
It's near there. It's
near there?
next door.
Yeah, it's right next door. I think
and it's the same, big crowd of drunk people, so you can't really tell whether you're in Wrigleyville
or Boys Town.
Or Boys
be
Town,
careful if you're drunk, guys.
Oh, it's whatever. I'm there all the time. Well, not anymore, but
I was too. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
I was there. I was there all the time.
Drinks over there. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite places in Chicago. I've told you that before, right? I'm like, dude, go to Boys Town. I've told everybody, I'm like, go to Boys Town, go to Wrigleyville. I'm like, it's the shit. I'm like,
it's great.
They know how to party.
Kicked out of there. What club was it?
Wait, you got kicked out?
Oh yeah, it was like a club with the it's got like a red telephone booth outside. Roscoe's.
Okay.
I got kicked out of there like 3 times.
Damn, rowdy.
Yeah.
Were you starting fights or?
No, I was just really drunk. I was ridiculously drunk, and I didn't realize how drunk I was. And I kept walking in, and they kept escorting me out. It was really bad.
That's hilarious.
That's really funny.
My early 20s.
Dang. Yeah, but it's fun though, right?
It was fun.
Did you ever go to that pizza shop? It's right there in Wrigleyville. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a BYOB place.
There were a lot of pizza places.
No, right. But this is, like, I was telling Mom, like, it's so crazy. I'm like, because you could literally go in there for a nice slice of pizza. It's right there, right, like, in the midst of that fucking Wrigleyville strip. And it's BYOB, so, like, I remember one time we walked in there, and, like, we went way overloaded. We were the big group of friends and my brothers and all that. And, like, I had, like, a bottle of Jameson.
Oh, that's my drink.
Yeah, and they had, like... like fucking 40s of this and that, and we had all kinds of bottles, right? I mean, we're already fucking blitzed, but we're like, well, we need something to drink while we're eating this pizza. And I remember we sat down, we hardly drank anything. I swear, like, we had just bought it just to go eat pizza.
Oh.
We bought all like we were already bar hopping, but we're just like, hey, let's stop at this liquor store, get us something, and go get some pizza. And there's like this table of like all these Asian kids, right? And you could tell they're just like, yeah, America, we're partying in Wrigleyville. They have no clue, right? And we go in drunk as shit, we're eating pizza, and then we're like, all right, well, we're done. We're like, well, what are we gonna do with these? We can't take these to the next bar. So we like look over to the kids and we're like, you guys want this? And they're all like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So we gave
Never
him a
turned
bottle
down
of
free
Jameson, a 40.
Never in my life will I turn that down.
Yeah. We probably made their night that night.
Is that the place where you like throw up everywhere?
I throw up every time I go to Wrigleyville.
I
Full disclosure.
I used to pee in the alleys.
Oh my gosh.
And I was wearing pants.
It's
like,
because it gets crazy out
it
there.
does. It's wild.
No, you don't understand. It really does get pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And the cops watch it all on the street. They'll be parked on the side of the street, and they don't give a fuck. They're just sitting in their car. They're on YouTube. They're doing whatever, playing Candy Crush, whatever the fuck it is cops do out there.
Yeah.
But they sit there, and there's like drunk ass people out on the street.
Yeah.
It's rowdy as shit.
We used to pregame in the car.
Yeah.
And the cops would be just walking up and down the street. Only one time did we get yelled at by the cop.
Yeah, but then they
Must
just
be
leave you alone,
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
No, she was like, either get out or leave. Like, or turn on the car and leave. And
Yeah.
she's like, dump your shit. So we chugged it.
That's the only best option
I'm
available.
not dumping it. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Polluting the Chicago River? No.
It's
We
Yeah,
love
no.
this
She
city.
meant like the trash can. I said, no, lady.
Yeah.
This is going down my throat.
Yeah, no, it gets crazy out there. Yeah, like I said, it's like every time I end up at Wrigleyville, I throw up.
Yeah, I've heard like maybe 3 separate extreme throw up stories.
Oh, I have one.
That pizza place,
From
I
him
fucking
alone.
threw up. Like, I was just like, they were like, you want pizza? And I don't like eating when I'm drunk. And I'm like, And they're like, I got you. And I'm like, I could buy my own pizza, just don't want any.
Yeah.
And I got up and I was just like one of those where I'm just like trying to play it cool.
Like, I'm not
and I
about to
walked,
vomit.
yeah,
Oh, man.
I walked to the bathroom. I walk in and like I was holding it in and it was projectile and I swear it was. I did not mean to be a dick to the establishment, all right, but it was one of those where there was so much pressure buildup. I was like a hose outside.
Yeah, it was.
Everywhere,
Gross.
like, and I don't, and you know, I've been into bathrooms before. I've been into bathrooms where that kind of chaos has happened. And I'm like, what kind of animal did this? Why is it on the walls? And then here I am, finally, for the first time in my life.
Doing
and,
it yourself.
Yeah, and my drunk mind, I was clear-headed enough to be like, I'm like, and as I'm doing that, my mind is just like, this is how it happens. You are not to judge anybody ever again about this. Yeah. And it fucking sucks. And then I also don't like drive, because I mean the drive from Wrigleyville back to like Bolingbrook.
It's awful. That's why I don't go anymore.
I always wear beanies or a hat. And
Wait, this was on the same day?
and I'm
Oh, no.
no, this is the second time. Well, no, it might have been the same day, guys. I'll be honest. I had nowhere else to throw up, and I remember my friend, my brother's friend, Cisco. He's like, "Yo, brother, but he's fucked up, fool, dude." And I was just like, "Damn." And Juan was like, "Cisco, pull over. This nigga's gonna throw up." And Cisco's like, "Dude, I want that thing." And I'm just like, "Dude, I can't." I'm like, I'm holding it. And Cisco pulls over, and I open up the fucking door. I'm just like,
Oh, no.
I puke. We like literally 2 seconds into, he's like, "All right, come on, let's go, because we gotta go." I'm like, "All right, close the fucking door." We keep driving, and I'm just getting the spins all over again.
Oh, that's
And Cisco's like, "Dude, I'm not gonna stop again." And I just took off my beanie, and I remember I was just like, "Bah!" And I was like, I was out cold. And so they finally drop us off at our house, and it was one of those where I'm like still carrying the beanie with vomit, and one's like, "Dude, stop carrying
dump
that,
it."
just throw it." So I just left it on our yard,
No.
and we go in. The next day I have a fucking killer fucking just terrible fucking hangover. And 2 days later, my mom's boyfriend at the time, he's out doing yard work and all that, right?
Oh, no.
And he goes over to the mailbox and he looks down and he's like, "Hey, check it out. It's a new beanie."
No,
by
it's
this
not.
by this time, rain had washed it clean probably or something. It had no residue of vomit anymore.
Did
But
it smell?
I don't know.
Oh my
He
God.
picked it up and put it on his head.
No.
Yeah, and I swear.
Alcohol
Yeah.
evaporated out.
I remember he
What the fuck happened?
grabbed it and he's like, "Oh, look, there's a new beanie." And Jenny and my sister Jenny was like, "Where the fuck did you find that?" And he's like, "He was just over there. Somebody must have dropped it. Finders keepers." And Jenny was like, "Dude, that's the hat that George apparently threw up in last time he came back from Wrigleyville." He's like, "Ugh!" Threw it on the ground.
Oh my god.
I was just like, hey man, nobody fucking told you to finders keepers fucking
hat.
hat on the yard.
I would never.
Yeah.
Never
But
put
that-
on a random hat.
Yeah.
Right? In any circumstance.
But those are my moments, Wrigleyville. Have you
Is
ever had
yours
anything like that?
extreme?
Yeah.
Besides getting kicked out, I don't know. Puking though, yes. My best friend's 24th. That was a night to remember. I think we started. Where the hell did we go? I don't know.
It's all a blur.
We were everywhere. We wound up in Longlegs by UIC though.
Oh, okay,
We were
nice.
kind of in the lower west side the whole time. We were Bridgeport, Pilsen, then the UIC area
Uh-huh.
where Lalo's is. And I started drinking whiskey, moved on to tequila.
Oof.
By the time we got to Lalo's, the guys were buying beer. So I was done. By the time I got back to Pilsen, where my friend lived, well, she still lives there, we started smoking. And that's when I got the spins.
Yeah, sometimes that happens to people. I
Yeah.
don't understand.
I always get the spins now. I don't even smoke it. I don't touch that anymore because I just remember the spins.
Oh.
and
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, ruined pot for me, but whatever.
Oh, in general or
In
just?
general.
Oh, I thought you meant like
But-
just when you drink. I'm like, I don't smoke
No.
pot when I drink either.
No, I don't do it
But in
ever
general,
anymore
shit.
because of that, and also because I work at a hospital.
Oh, gotcha.
Drug test you.
Right.
So it's been a while. It's been a really long time now. But at the time, I got the spins. Everybody's fucked up, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm gonna puke. And my girl's passed out. Like, it's her birthday. She's tapped out. So her fiance, her husband now, he picks me up, and he starts walking me towards the bathroom, which is on the other end of the house, and I puke right there on the floor in
shit.
the middle of the house. We walk 3 more feet, I puke again. We walk 3, 4, 5 more feet, I puke again.
Damn.
And then by the time I get to the toilet, I don't have any more puke left, right?
You're just like, I'm done. Why are we
I
here?
left it.
He's like, shit. So he's standing over me while I'm on the toilet, and I'm like, I have nothing left. So then he picks me up again, he puts me on my feet, and then I turn around, I puke in the sink.
Oh my god.
And then he's walking me back, and I puked again. Like, I think, I swear to God, I puked so much, and then I couldn't breathe. You know, when you get the spins, you can't breathe. And I have asthma, so he had to sit me outside in February weather, and I'm just, like, heaving, and everything's spinning, and then I think I puked, like, 1 more time in the house. Like,
Damn, you had a lot in
I
you.
puked so much. And then I wake up in their bed, and there's puke next to me.
Oh.
So then the next morning, he's like, you owe me for life. Like,
Damn,
Right.
yeah.
for the rest of your life. You owe me. And I still do. So.
And it's crazy because I think every fucking situation when anybody's ever been drunk, there's always that one fucking person that goes above and beyond for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah.
They go like, they act like they're a medic in Saving Private Ryan on the beaches of Normandy. Like, yo, chill out. Like, in my opinion, I swear to God, I hate helping people when they're fucked up.
Me too.
I hate it. And
Yeah.
matter of fact, I'll avoid it. Like, it could be a life or death situation. I'm gonna be like, damn, bummer. I'm gone. I'm not helping that out. Every time I've tried doing that, it's the most frustrating situations. Like, dude, sit up. I can't. Well, then go fuck yourself. And I'm just like,
Die there.
yeah, die then. I can't stand it. And so
it's
like,
hard.
so when I see people that are just like, oh my God, help this person out, and I've seen people shoving fingers down people's throats. I've seen some wild shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I'm not about
It's
that
hard.
life. I am not about that
That's
life.
good to know as
He
his
really,
wife.
he really isn't. Like one time, we were tripping on acid and we're like dying. This is years ago, and I start puking like crazy, and I'm dying.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, "Yo, bro, you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just I can't stop puking, man." He's like, "You gonna be okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I think so." He's like, "Cool," because I was just wondering. Like, my girl was wondering if you want to swing with us, and I was just like. "It
This
would
was
be my
years ago.
honor- It would be my honor, but I'm dying right now. He's like, "All right,
Well,
he leaves me.
it wasn't acid, bro. It was the night we had taken rolls. It was ecstasy.
Oh, shit.
It was ecstasy. It wasn't acid. You don't throw up off of acid. It was ecstasy. We were doing ecstasy, and I believe who else was there? Bruce was there.
Bruce was there earlier.
Bruce was there.
Left.
Bruce is like,
Yeah,
what did
where's
I
Bruce?
witness?
Bruce over there. Bruce was there that day. I remember we were doing the chocolate vodka and all that. We were all pretty
Oh,
fucked up.
man,
we
no.
were on a 2-day bender, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
thank
everyone's like, oh, that was my early 20s, like, I'm in my early 20s, and I don't think I'll ever do anything like that. I already have kids. Like, I'm done. I'm done
Some
for
of that
life.
stuff, it's not worth it. I've never done ecstasy without feeling like shit.
I have
I've
a
never done
scar.
acid without flipping out. Like, so some of the stuff is not even fun, to be 100% honest with you.
It's-
Like,
yeah,
in my
no.
opinion. In
To
my
be honest, I've
opinion.
never done any of that.
You've never done any
Never
of
in
that?
my life.
Whoa.
Same.
Never. Never.
Damn.
I don't know. I think it's just the guilt my mom put in my head.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't.
I
You
just
really don't have to do
She
it.
did
I
her-
pushed
her
past
job was
everything
done.
else. Everything else. But drugs, I've never touched ever in my life.
So just pot. It was just pot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I mean, she did her job as a mom.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
she
guess.
did. She did. She did her
was
job.
on me,
Yeah.
man. She's like, "Who are you hanging out with? What are you doing? What do you guys talk about?" She's on me all the time.
Right.
And I was a little goth kid too, and she's like, "I'll let you be and do whatever you need to do to be you, but if you're on drugs, I will end you."
Damn,
Right.
you're out of my house.
she's just starting to kick my ass, and she's pretty good at that. So
Yeah, you're like,
I've
she would
never
never
done.
kick me out of the house. That's too much freedom. Yeah, that's how it is with my sister. She's under tight surveillance.
man,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done any of that either. That's,
it was just a choice. Like I was
She-
around it. I was around it all the time.
Wait, what's this look you're giving me?
I just love how she's so like, never done anything.
Well, it's because like I
At least you're just like,
anything.
never done it.
No,
You're being humble.
it's
You're
fine.
just like, I've never done it.
I've
It's
never done
whatever, you know. But you're just like, never
Yeah,
done it.
I've never done it. Like, but everyone talks about it around me, and I have no
Oh.
idea. That's why all the stories sound crazy.
The stories are
or
hilarious.
they scare me.
I love
Well-
hearing them. But
Or
Yeah.
they scare me.
I mean, in order to do these kind of things, you have to have friends. You do know that, right?
yeah,
Oh, snap.
yeah, I don't have friends. So,
Oh, I'm
and my
sorry.
one friend that I was on here, he's never done drugs either.
oh,
So,
oh, I heard that one.
yeah, he's like my best friend. Yeah.
He stays at home all day.
I mean,
and so
so
do
do
I.
I. Whatever.
I do too now.
I do
No,
too.
you-
I do too now.
I don't have kids, but I stay home. Like,
Yeah. I love how you make it seem like I'm still part of this debauchery lifestyle.
You're the one that makes it seem like that. You're the one saying all these stories like they're so awesome.
I'm not. It's in the past. It's in the past. Once again, folks, she's judging me from my past. Once again, I
You
am
don't
being.
go on adventures no more. He hung up his adventurous cape.
I did. I
He's
legitly
been
did. I legitly did. And even like
Me
now,
too.
even yeah.
My most adventure was going to like anime conventions. So there's that.
But we're going to that. We have to go promote the podcast on there.
I've
Yeah.
never been.
To a convention?
Really?
They're so fun.
Well, I mean, I went to like a barber convention, but I was working it. I was
Oh, gotcha.
photographing it.
But never like an anime convention or
No.
Comic Con or anything
I've
like
never,
that.
I've never really been into anime.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. And I had a boyfriend in high school who was all about it, and he's like, "This is Death Note, and then this is this, and this,
This is Bleach.
yeah."
This is life.
He's like, "I have all these books," and I'm like, "I don't know, dude."
Yeah.
He tried, but I didn't like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's more into than I am. I was more into like Cowboy Bebop.
But I like that.
Lupin the Third, Inuyasha. Yeah, classic
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Classic
that's what my
stuff.
dad
I
liked,
Dragon
which is what I
Ball.
like.
Dragon Ball,
I like
yeah.
Dragon Ball and Pikachu. I almost said Pikachu, and I meant Pokemon.
That's what every Mexican parent says. Which
I
are
mean,
Pikachu's?
David.
You and your Pikachu's.
But no, I was all about it when I was younger. I like Dragon Ball, I like Pokemon, but that was like as far as I went.
Right,
with anime.
right. Well, then that's kind of how I was. But there's people who actually are huge fans of it. I'm
Yeah.
just overall. I think we're both. We could say both. We're a fan of the Japanese culture. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean our name.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, Two Sushi Rolls.
I love
Yeah.
sushi though.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Luna is actually the one that approached me first before Mo.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and she's
Uh-huh.
like, it's called Two Sushi Rolls. I'm like, I'm in.
Nice.
I don't even know what it's about, but I'm in.
We used to actually give people sushi before
You did?
before we did all of this,
What the heck?
but
Sorry.
it got to the point where people weren't eating it. Like
You
they were
kidding
leaving a
me?
lot behind.
Yeah.
I would
They were
eat it.
leaving a lot
No
behind.
way, I would eat all of it. But
Yeah.
it's expensive, so I get that.
Yeah. so
that's not the issue. It's just people weren't eating anymore, and it is expensive. It was just like you guys aren't eating it. It's not
I'll take it to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we should start doing like I want to have my friend Josepetta back, and we definitely want to feed him. We said we were gonna feed him. So
That's why we keep talking about having a fridge in here.
yeah, we're there's a lot of stuff that we have to do in here, but I really am fucking busy. It's not like I'm not doing this because I'm just like, oh, I let it slip. Like I'm fucking busy as shit, like every fucking day. Yeah. But we're supposed to be getting a little couch over there. We're supposed to be getting a fridge. That's taken care of. That's not really the big deal. Mainly the couch and the fridge. That's the main thing I'm worried about. But everything's in little steps. I'm like the only one fucking funding this goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Unless somebody wants a magic mic with me.
See,
Mo?
have Mo.
There
we go, guys.
Bruce?
So if you want to hit up.
There he is. He raised his hand. He's
like, yeah.
All right.
He said, I'm in.
So, guys, DM us and we'll set up a date.
We'll set up a date, yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you have those hundreds ready. We're not doing no tens.
We're not doing tens or dollar bills. We're beyond that. We respect ourselves.
All right. Okay.
That's crazy. There was this video that I had actually seen. I don't know if you've seen it with the scrawny ass kid. He looks malnutrition. He's always like around like big fair kids. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I turned off the audio in this video. I cannot. I don't want to.
But what did he call himself?
He calls himself Daddy Longlegs now.
Daddy Longlegs? Jesus Christ.
He looks like one. Yeah, he looks like what I was about to say.
Oh, man.
He looks like a cartoon character, like come to life.
It's disgusting, man.
Is he okay?
It's really fucking disgusting.
Yeah. Is he okay?
Have you guys seen the video where like they're throwing they abused the shit out of this one fat guy? I bet you they were like, dude, we're gonna give you $150. You just gotta take this shit. And he's like, all right.
And they're throwing watermelons.
They threw,
Was it where they were throwing like cake or something?
Yeah.
I saw like the first 10 seconds of that.
Dude, it got wild.
It did?
Yeah, it was like borderline a fucking snuff film at one point. I was like, dude, somebody's about to die. Somebody was about to die. And Leslie's like, did you read the comments? I was like, no. And she's like, somebody was like, did you notice how nobody threw anything at that skinny kid? They knew they would break him. I was like, shit. It makes sense though.
He's just in the corner of the chocolate sauce on himself.
Pouring chocolate sauce on
like
himself.
on his ribs, basically.
I was like, put that in your mouth. I saw that when he was like pouring chocolate sauce. I was like, put that in your mouth, child. You need sugar. You need fats.
How do you think that happens?
I don't know.
Wait, what? Looking skinny or like
doing
weird
he looks
videos?
like he looks like Christian Bale in that movie where he gets AIDS.
Oh man, where he's super skinny. Oh.
Yeah, he gets AIDS in that movie, right?
I think so.
I think he gets AIDS. We're gonna leave it at AIDS, folks. Don't get AIDS.
Or it could be drugs. It could have been drugs. What was that movie he did with Mark Wahlberg, the fighter? He was super skinny.
Yeah. He was really skinny in that one too. Yeah.
He was like freakishly skinny.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Big daddy long legs.
I mean, it's concerning.
Yeah, right?
Here's the question.
Than disgusted.
He looks happy,
here's the real question though. If you got
he's like a greyhound human being.
Yeah, like a greyhound. Yes.
Oh my God.
Fucking gross. All right, so here's the thing, you ladies. All right, I'm gonna ask you guys a question.
Okay.
So if you guys had an option between having to date a guy that's skinny or having to date a fat guy, what would you end up choosing?
Probably.
Think about it.
Oh, a fat guy. I've always dated bigger guys.
Fuck you.
No, I'm not. That's not what I mean. I meant like if you look at my past, they're all really big.
Not me.
Oh, no matter what I say. So
Not me.
What I'm trying to say is I already know.
If I take off, I know I look overweight, guys, but if I take off my shirt, I'm like full fucking like
Magic Mike.
I'm Magic Mike, guys. All right, like none of those guys were able to get the abs, so like I had to come in and just be like I was like the ab filler guy. They didn't catch my face. I was just like, just make sure you get the abs right.
I buy it. I do.
Yeah.
I have to use
what
somebody.
About you?
Me? Oh, I don't know. My past, I've always dated skinnier guys, but not that skinny. Like
not malnourished, skinny.
No, not malnourished.
But somebody puts that guy and then the big fat guy that took the cake. And they're like, you have to be with one of these guys for the rest of your life.
That's tough.
They're gonna have
I'm not a chick, but I'd go
these
with
are
the fat
guys
guy.
you're gonna have to be with for the rest of your life.
He can take a beating. He can
guy?
survive while I get away.
What do you say when two skinny people?
When two skinny people fuck, it sounds like a xylophone.
Yeah, that's what he says. So, and now I always think about that. It makes me cringe.
Oh my
It is.
gosh.
Could you imagine the pelvis just Like,
Shit.
it sounds like a cowbell. We need more cowbell.
Christopher walking in the corner.
It's just two people banging in a corner. Ugh.
Clickety clock. Clickety clack.
Could you imagine what the kids would look like if that one goth girl that's super skinny? You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, her and that skinny chocolate syrup kid, the daddy Longlegs. If they had kids, what would they look like?
I would call 911. Like, I really would. They're so skinny and
damn.
malnourished. And, like, oh my god. I think that girl, though, actually had an eating issue.
Yeah,
I
she
think
did.
they were trying
Yeah.
to like take her off of YouTube and everything for it.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. That's
Yeah.
She had some serious case of body dysmorphia. But nowadays, who the fuck doesn't, apparently, in the
Oh,
world?
yeah, for
It's
sure,
crazy.
for sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, look at me. I think I look like Magic Mike. I may not. But that's what I see in the mirror.
But
That's good.
confidence is what matters.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It really is. It really 100% is. But yeah, no, I would not be able to. No, I couldn't be with a girl that skinny.
I mean, I used to be like super skinny. Don't you remember that? You'd always make fun of that.
Yeah, but you weren't that skinny, girl. You weren't that. I mean, yeah, you were fit though. You were fit. You had like a runner's body.
Yeah, as
For the
you look at
kids.
me now, I probably can't see it. But I used to like.
No, she used to have like a skinny.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, it was fucked up because she'd be like, "You want to come in and eat breakfast?" And when I saw what she was like peanut butter and celery and like one piece of toast, and it was like,
Oh.
"Oh, that's your breakfast? Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna go feed the ducks." Like, it's fucked up. I was just like, "That's not breakfast. What the fuck?" And then like little by little, she'd be with me and she'd be like, "No, I can't eat that much. No, we can't." Man, I started feeding this girl good because I like to cook.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you're in a relationship. You just get comfortable and you just start letting loose.
Yeah, but I
Why
mean,
not?
but the thing is that it's not like I was her first relationship. She was with other guys and she kept that shape. But she got with me and it was just like,
Well, that's love
yeah.
then.
I'm like, you want me to
That's
make her
love.
some spaghetti with meat sauce? And she's like, I make her caldo de res
Oh,
when she was
man.
sick.
Oh yeah, I
make
remember that.
Caldo de res with the lime, potatoes,
Oh my
everything
God,
and
my
stuff.
mom's making pozole right now.
Nice.
Yes.
Damn. Why can't you make me pozole?
Sorry, I don't have no excuse. I'm just
There's
sorry.
no excuse.
I don't know.
There's
My
no-
mom's always like, "What are you gonna feed your husband when I'm gone?" I'm like, "Do I look like I have a husband?"
No, you'll learn because she didn't know how to cook for shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you do learn.
Yeah,
You
she
do
learned. Like now, there's dishes where I'm not gonna lie. There was that period of time where I was just kind of like, fuck.
And he would always complain.
I was
so
like, what
he'd
am
be
I gonna
like,
eat?
This shit.
She would feed me corn dogs sometimes, two nights
my
out of the week, and it's not like homemade ones.
Eh.
It was no, don't start. You fed me corn dogs 2 nights a week,
Like,
and then like and
that
then,
was during a time in our life where we didn't have anything else.
yeah,
Shut the fuck
but
up.
it doesn't matter.
No.
The point is now she makes some bomb ass food, and she's like, but it's crazy. It's not like just like, oh, I'm gonna make a meatloaf. No, she knows I like eating exotic. So like last night, I ate tiki masala, which is Indian
Oh,
food.
nice.
I was just like, oh, I love it. She made it so perfect, and like I remember the first time she made her tiki masala, I was like, okay, one start for effort. Now it's fucking amazing. I'm like, babe, what are you gonna make? Oh, tiki masala. Oh, I made this. Her cooking skills have like way surpassed mine. I still know how to cook rice properly. It's either like undercooked or overcooked, and she like got like the perfect rice recipe, and she learned.
I
Thank
just
She
you.
learned
learned
really
how
quick.
to make rice like 2 weeks ago.
Who did?
No, me.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. My mom's like, "Here, make this," and she left. I was like, she's like, "Do this and this and this," and then she left. So I was panicking.
Yeah.
It was pan of rice, and she came back and she's like, "Oh, you did it right."
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
thank God. Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
mess up my dad's rice. 'Cause
Yeah, it's one of those things, and I bet you'll find your own little twist to it because that's what she did. She makes all Cuban food. She makes Indian food. She makes Mexican food. She makes all kinds of cuisines. Like she's actually become very adventurous, and I've been like bugging her. I'm like, I need more Japan in my life. Like,
I just bought rice specifically for sushi, so I gotta figure that one out
yeah,
now.
I'm super.
YouTube. You can learn
Yeah.
anything on YouTube.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I learned how to Magic Mike.
I actually hit him up once about his beer battered fish.
Oh yeah. Did you ever try that? Did you ever make it?
Without the beer, but yeah.
Oh, what?
Oh, then it's not. Then it's not
not
white
the
fish.
same.
Get out of here,
Yo,
peasant.
I burnt pancakes the other day. All right, like I fucking love pancakes.
I'm telling you, if you ever get a chance, make the fish the way I told you.
It's so
Make the fish the way I told you, dude.
good.
Nah, you won't regret it.
It's so good.
You won't
That's
fucking
why
regret
I
it.
didn't even respond because I was like, "Do you know how to do it without the beer?" And he just, I'm not even gonna dignify it.
Hang on, you asked me?
Yeah, I sent you a text.
Oh, I didn't get that.
You know, he's really bad at that.
Yeah, I'm sorry
That's why you
about
call
that.
him.
Yeah, call me. That's the one thing about me, guys. Don't fucking text me. Don't message me. Call me. I'm still that fucking mindset.
You're so old school.
Yeah,
I'm like complete opposite.
I mean, I'm not hella old, guys. I was born in 1989. I'm 28 years old, turning 29 on November 19th. If anybody wants to give me a birthday present.
I'll send
Oh,
you some
up to
stuff
you.
that he wants. Help me out.
But yeah, no. What was I saying? I just had a fucking what the high moment right now.
People call you because
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
old
call me.
school.
Fucking call me. See, this is what. See, that's how your text got missed. It's like, what was I doing? That's right. I'm eating some food. No, yeah, dude. I mean, I always tell people call me. No, I didn't even know that. But no, there's definitely. I'll answer your question now. I know it's too late, but no, you can't make that fish without fucking beer. Yeah, you need beer.
There's your answer.
You need beer.
Called beer battered.
It's called beer battered fish for a reason. Yeah. The fuck am I supposed to tell you how to do? Pepsi Cola battered fish.
No. I mean, that's
some
like
shit
a
you'd see
Pinterest
on-
recipe.
yeah,
that's Yeah. some
shit you'd see
7-Up
on-
poke cake. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love cooking. My mom taught us how to cook. I remember my mom telling us,
Well,
you guys.
she taught me a recipe.
Yeah, my mom was like, you guys have to learn how to cook because your dad never helped me. So you guys have to learn how to help your wives one day.
Thank
And-
you, Carmen.
Yeah, and don't you love it? Yeah, I'll throw fucking down. I'll throw down. I would make Chef Gordon Ramsay nut in his pants just from trying some
Yeah,
of my
his
food.
food's really good.
Oh yeah, I went to one of his restaurants in Vegas.
Oh,
Which
nice.
one? He has, I think, like 2 or 3.
I don't know. Name them for me.
He's got a burger place, he's got a fish and chip place, and then
No.
he's got more of like a sandwichy kind of thing, like it's very small.
She's like, no,
No,
to
like
all
it's
of
like a
them.
steakhouse.
It was like
a steakhouse.
It was like a steakhouse.
Yeah, we went to
It was
steakhouse.
a lot of like small plates that you share.
Yeah, that was a steakhouse.
And we went for my birthday, so my friend treated me and my brother.
It's really expensive.
It was crazy expensive. I
Yeah.
think the bill was like $500-$600, and it was 4 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's the best food of my life though. Like
nice.
sometimes we'll be really drunk and she'll be like, "Dude, remember Vegas?"
Yeah. No, it's crazy, but it really is worth it. I remember when I used to tell my dad, because my dad likes the nicer things in life too. He's not up his own ass. I mean, he sometimes can, but no, he never really liked going out to eat to something super expensive. He's still very ear to the ground kind of guy. And I remember I told him, I was like, when I've gone to LA, there's this restaurant, they do things like this, and it's small plates, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I told him how much it was. He's like, yeah, no, that's way too expensive for food. I'm like, it's crazy. I'm like,
But it's an experience.
Yeah, it's an experience. I'm
Yeah.
like, that like will come to you in a plate this small. It's almost like 3 bites sometimes. Careful that you're hitting the camera there. And I was like, it's such small plates, but it's worth it because the flavor just bangs. It's just, it's a huge
You never
bang.
forget it. I will never forget Gordon Ramsay's restaurant. I mean, never go back. But on my deathbed, I'm going to remember that.
Yeah,
place.
exactly,
awesome. That's
exactly.
really cool.
Yeah.
See, and it cost $500-$600 for the
Yeah.
4 of you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that experience, priceless.
Yep.
It's priceless.
That's exactly what my friend said. She's
Mm-hmm.
a real foodie. Like, if
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
anywhere in the city, she'll tell you where to go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, I really, I love food. Since I stopped drinking so hard, like, we used to be like Wrigleyville bar hopping and all that kind of stuff, or now it's restaurant hopping with my wife. Mm-hmm. We
That's what you do.
yeah,
Yeah, I
we
think
restaurant hop all
I
the
think
time.
that's normal. Like you go from doing that, and then when you get older, you do that.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, man, I love food. I love food from, especially just traveling to a different state. I remember in Los Angeles, there was this burger place where they added truffle oil to the ketchup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and now that restaurant they got a version. They got, well, it's not the version of it, but it's a chain from Los Angeles, and now they got one here, and it's called like Mua Burger or whoever. I can't remember what the fuck the place is called, but I mean, I thought it was so pretentious. I was like, really, truffle oil in the ketchup? I'm
You
like,
don't
in
understand.
ketchup?
It's good.
But it was good. I was just
Truffle
like,
oil is so
yeah,
good.
I was like, you're not fucking around. They brought you 3 ketchups. That's why I thought it was so pretentious. They're like, this is this kind of ketchup. This is truffle oil ketchup, and I was like, dude, this is a burger place. What the fuck? They made some of the best old fashions, which is my favorite cocktail.
Yeah.
And yeah, that truffle oil ketchup it still stands out in my palate. I'm just like, oh man, that was such a crazy mixture. But I love food.
So good.
So
I
good.
went to Portland just to try the food trucks.
Yeah.
Portland's like kind of known for that.
Yeah, they're becoming known for that. Yeah. They're,
And like it's basically all these parks, and you're just stationed there, and you just walk around and try all these foods.
That's pretty cool.
It was great. I couldn't walk back to the Airbnb though afterward.
Yeah.
I was like Uber because
Yeah.
I tried so many kinds of food, but that's why I went. I was like, we gotta go to Portland. We have to try the food trucks.
Yeah, well, I've
That's
heard,
really cool.
I've heard that the gastro scene in Portland is getting crazy good. It's getting crazy good. I mean, I think the state that took, well, the city that took the actual medal almost every fucking year for food trucks was Miami. It's always been Miami. But Portland is really coming in. They're sneaking in, and it's just like, fuck you mean.
And do you travel a lot just for food? Because it sounds, you already said like Vegas, Portland.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's exactly for food, but when I'm there, I need to know. Like, Portland, they have these like crazy laws about their salmon. Like, they protect the salmon that's like on the coast of Oregon, and they will only get the salmon that's like up by Alaska.
Gotcha.
So they're like so strict about that. But their seafood's amazing. Like,
Oh, that's so
nice.
it's
awesome.
awesome.
That's one of the main reasons why I've always wanted to go to Maine.
Yeah, lobster.
Is lobster, the an overall a chowder, really nice chowder.
Yeah, one of my old friends moved to Maine, and all she just posts pictures. I'm like, it's so
Yeah.
red.
Looks good.
It
yeah.
is. It looks something like I've never eaten.
It's
Yeah.
fresh over
freshly
here.
caught. I mean,
Yeah,
it's right there.
yeah,
it's
it's-
all local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Portland. Local.
Local,
Everything
local.
has to be local. The food, the clothes, the company, like the businesses. They
Yeah.
have to be local. And like, I don't know if you've seen Portlandia, but they kind of poke fun at that.
Yeah.
It's in the very first episode. It's like, is the chicken local? But it's local, right? It's for real.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's
Yeah.
how they make, I guess, their town flourish.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Portland is like a very hipster city.
It is.
It's a very hipster
I
city.
might actually move there. I'm really considering
You
it.
really about that life? It's very San
Do it.
Francisco.
It's very different. It's
Yeah.
very different. And I didn't think I would, because I've always been a city person. I always said if I'm going to move out of state, I would probably move to like New York. And I still would. But going to Portland, I don't know. I just fell in love
Hey,
with it.
who knows? Maybe that's your next chapter in your life.
Maybe. I'm
Yeah,
hoping.
that'd be
yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
So you don't
do
have
it.
to worry about what
Yeah.
if. Just
Yeah, just do
do
it.
it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why even second think it?
Yeah.
Just fucking do it.
That
Whatever,
is
yeah.
my alarm every morning is Shia LaBeouf screaming do it. I'm not even kidding.
Do
awesome.
it. Yeah.
That's
Probably
awesome.
scared my grandmother this morning. She's visiting at 6:45. Do it.
Yeah. No, I'm a huge believer in that. I think it's your phone. Yeah.
oh, there you go.
Yeah. I'm a huge believer in that. Just overall, following what you want to do. It's never too late.
No.
It's
Yeah.
like she was like, I can't do this, and this because I'm a mom now. I'm like, who the fuck said you can't?
No.
Who the fuck said you
Well,
can't?
My
whenever
mom
you're
had
like,
me
we're
really
gonna
young.
let's move to like Los Angeles. So okay.
I have to. It's for my it's for
Okay,
my
yeah.
career though. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it
I would.
You-
Whenever we talk, or like I was like, let's move to Florida or Colorado. Like I like all those places. So
yeah. I think for my in my life, I've waited too much. I've always had like this. There was always like I want to do this. I'm extremely dedicated, but there was always somebody in my life who really did fuck it up for me, and I can't even fully blame them because it's
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's my decision. But I remember one time I was gonna move to South Beach, Miami, and my brother Juan talked me out of it. I was like, literally, next month I'm leaving. Next month I'm leaving, and he talked me out of it with fear. He put his fear. And I noticed every time somebody talked me out of something that I wanted to go follow or do, it was from their fear. Not my fear, their fear.
Yeah.
And I started to realize that I lived in a world with people where all around me are afraid. And I have to kind of teach myself, like, you're not afraid, they're afraid. Fuck what they think. And I started to do stuff that I think in my family, wasn't very normal to go out and do and all that kind of stuff. During school, I was a great wrestler. Great. I mean, I kept my grades up specifically for it. Like, it was fantastic. I was never able to fully pursue it because my dad wouldn't buy me, $60, $70 wrestling shoes.
Oh.
yeah.
And it's not like we were in a bad spot financially. We were
Yeah.
doing just fine. My dad just thought it was stupid.
yeah.
Therefore, if it's stupid, I'm not spending money on it. Not knowing that I could get a scholarship to
Yeah.
an Ivy League university
Yeah.
from wrestling. And I've told him that. I used to do musicals and plays for school. I had, and I'm not even joking. But I could literally go do a musical, and I had people in the audience, like tons of people, yelling my name. And not one of those voices was ever like my mom or my dad.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even joking. I had teachers who would come from a different school that wasn't even part of the musical because they heard that I was going to go do it. And they were there with like flowers and magazines and like all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah. And it was never my parents' voice out there, never their cheers. And although it feels amazing, like, dang, like, I got a really good part in this musical. I'm doing a great job. Everybody's cheering my name. But I know for a fact my parents aren't out there. And it was crazy, you know? Like, it made me feel hurt. And, I think it was one of those things where I was just like, why even pursue it? They're never going to be proud. Why even pursue it? They're never going to be, it's never going to be enough for them or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I remember my younger sister, and I'm not knocking on my baby sister or anything like that, but I mean, like, she'd get like some bullshit part in a high school play, like she was a tree or a bush, and my mom and dad were there.
Was she really little?
No, she was in high school. It was the same age thing. But my parents evolved. And I told my mom, I'm like, you're going to go see Jenny. She's going to be a fucking bush or a tree or a stick laying on the ground or whatever.
A prop, yeah.
A prop. And I'm like, I was lead parts.
Yeah.
I was lead parts. I was doing musicals. I was doing plays. I'm like, why wouldn't you go see me? And they don't see it that way. They're just like, you were never in a musical. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And
are you the oldest?
No, I'm the middle child.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So I never pursued anything. And then after a while, I was just like, you know what? Fuck all these people. I'm just going to start doing what the fuck I want to do. And I kept it to myself. I kept it secret.
Yeah.
I didn't tell anybody about any of the projects I was working on. To this day, even. Like
the whole podcast. It was just
like the podcast
surprise!
or my stand-up comedy. My dad's finding out because he was listening in on a conversation that I had with my mom on the phone. It wasn't because I came to him and I was like, hey, you know, I kept it to myself. Yeah. And even with my brothers, as bad as it may sound, there's a lot of stuff that I do that I'll tell my brothers, I'm thinking about doing that, and I may already be doing it. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling them, I'm thinking about doing that, just to see, kind of catch what their thing is. My brothers still don't know how long I've been doing certain things or what my plans are, and I think that's because I don't want to be infected by that fear anymore.
No, I can see that.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And traveling and moving to Los Angeles to pursue my career, I have to do it. You know, I really do have to do it. I love comedy. I love, broadcasting. And who says I can't? You know, it's like I was telling her the other day. It's one of those where it's like, when are people going to stop looking at, like I had heard on the radio, it's like, stop seeing that person on TV and being like, oh, I wish I could be that person.
That's me all the time,
watching somebody play music and be like, oh, I wish I could sing that good.
Yeah.
It's like, stop wishing you were that person or go do it. Be that person.
Yeah.
It's that simple. It really is that simple. Like, anybody who wants to fucking argue, I'll argue to the death, to the grave about it. If there's something you want to do, whether it's to move to Portland, do photography, even if there's things that other people know how to do and you don't, or things that you aren't aware of but other people aren't, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Everybody's story is going to be different. I say do it.
Yeah.
I say do it.
That sounds like you should just go move.
Yeah, I do. I want to, yeah.
And I think Portland's a great city. I mean, there's
from
a lot.
What you say, it sounds really awesome.
Yeah. And it's a place where there's a lot of innovation. I mean, they're trendsetters.
Yes, they are.
You know, they're trendsetters. Like something that happened in Portland last year, San Francisco's getting, barely this month type of shit, and like they're huge trendsetters.
They are.
So
they're so under the radar too. People don't realize it.
Yeah, I think it's because it's so people will go in there, and if they don't, it's that fear. People with fears who aren't, brave enough to be like, you know what, fuck it, and like those people have that part of their brain locked in, so they go to cities like that and they're like, man, this is so fringy and crazy, and like it's not. It's just people who are doing stuff before you even found out.
Yeah, no,
But I say do it. I think it's a great city. What are we doing on time, Mo?
1:18.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's 7:55.
Wow, we had a great show with you. It feels feels like nothing.
Yeah.
Definitely gotta have you come back.
Awesome.
It was really fun.
Thank you for having me.
And guys, thank you so much for always listening to the show. It's just one of those things where I can't get enough of it. I love seeing people listen to it, and hopefully we'll get you guys more videos soon to come. Hopefully Mo won't hit the camera next time. All that kind of stuff. There he is. And happy feet if you're still listening out there. Stop being mad. Come back to Papa.
God.
Come back to Papa. Come on the show. I want to talk to you, man. Don't be such a baby, man. We had Justin here. He wasn't mad. I was writing on him the whole time. He almost choked on chocolate. Did you hear what I said would be on his gravestone? You need to come back. Guys, like I said, don't forget to go check out the GoFundMe for my brothers. Don't forget to check out basicroofingtx.com and basicroofingil.com. Don't forget to follow us on all our socials. Mainly Instagram. We're very active on Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram. Make sure you give our Facebook a like. If you guys are listening to us on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rate, and that really helps out the show. It helps more people find us. I also want to give a quick shout out to Stream Error from Italy, listener to us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving us rights to use your music. You're very talented. Thank you so much. Hopefully soon we're going to have him on the podcast. He's a very talented musician. Check him out on Spotify or iTunes. It's Stream Error, stream_error. Very melancholy tunes. I love it. I go to sleep to this kind of stuff. If it's not Murder from Sword and Scale, it's very sad music. That's the life I live. Yeah, but thank you so much for listening all the way to Italy. Hopefully we can have you on the show soon. To our listener in Australia, to our listeners in Bolingbrook, Illinois, Chicago, to our listeners in Texas, to our listeners in Carolinas now, everywhere. You guys are everywhere. Thank you so much. We appreciate every episode you guys listen. We couldn't do this without you. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thank you.